When you think of the FBI, you usually think of an armed man in a suit conducting investigations. But the number of female agents in the Bureau is growing, and there's even more women working behind the scenes to keep the office running.
I just think we bring a different perspective and we can come at it from a different angle sometimes.
Special Agent Stacy Sullivan manages a violent crimes task force for FBI Norfolk, handling cases involving crimes against children, human trafficking, and even managing the SWAT and evidence response teams. Sullivan was one of 9 women in her Quantico class of 50.
We had a strong group of women with all different types of backgrounds. Some were former military, some were prior law enforcement. We had a stay-at-home mom that came back for another career.
Training the same way, being held to the same standards, and sometimes even bringing that element of surprise.
So that when you go to someone's house, they're not always guarded because the FBI is at their door, right? They see like a woman and a man there, the guard might be a little bit down versus 2 men coming to the door.
Emily Lincoln works as an intelligence analyst, fielding complaints that come in from the public.
We get complaints, like for healthcare fraud, we may get a complaint from a hospital or from someone that works at a doctor's office, and then we look further into that.
Lincoln worked a case involving 71-year-old Javid Perwaiz, a Chesapeake doctor convicted on 52 counts of healthcare fraud, performing surgeries and procedures that were not medically necessary for his patients.
Because we are a federal agency, Medicare falls under our purview. So I reviewed all the billing for that doctor to look for anomalies, which could indicate potential fraud.
Lincoln doesn't carry a badge and a gun like the agents do, but instead figures out who they should be looking at.
I get down into the weeds, I identify who the criminals are or who the potential criminals are, and then they go out and do the arrests, the searches.
Women actually make up the majority when it comes to intelligence analysts in the Bureau, coming in at 58.9%. This compares to the only 23.5% of women who are special agents. Administrative Officer Sonia Triggs-Wharton supervises staff who aren't investigative but support the mission overall.
If you want to feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself, then just apply. I got in at 18 with a high school diploma. It's possible for anyone.
Triggs-Wharton says when she started in 1990, it was rare to see women in leadership roles. Now, 58.4% of the FBI's professional staff are women.
Statistically, we're getting better, but I can see more representation now. There are a lot more people who look like me.
She says not only do women provide diversity in thinking, they're also more detail-oriented, filling positions in the Bureau in finance, communications, and even in human resources, like Alicia Boone.
And just to walk by someone that looks like you, that's the same gender as you, and just is empowered.
I think it's only a win for us. We have to look like the population we serve.
Last year, 38% of special agent applicants were women, and the most recent January 2024 class in Quantico was 47% female. FBI Norfolk is also the only office in the Bureau with 2 female SWAT team members, making strides but still leaving hope for that number to grow in the future.
Hopefully by the time I retire in another 18 years, the numbers will be pretty even.
FBI Norfolk is hosting a diverse special agent recruitment event in May that they're encouraging women to attend. Interested candidates can apply to the event as well as other jobs on FBIjobs.gov.